Previously on Second City Mysteries. Murder! When an aging boxing coach asks for help at the Poltergeist Cafe to get his protege out of the big house, 4 unlikely investigators will get to the streets to find answers. Mike and Lelio head to the morgue hosting the dwarven victim, and thanks to a pair of chatty halflings morticians, they discover that the body does not appear to be who they should be, and they were poisoned. Meanwhile, Nirma and Ren pay a visit to the guilds in order to learn more about who this mystery dwarf was when he was alive. After careful contract negotiations, they obtain permissions to investigate on the guild's behalf and find out that they will only have 2 days before the Europeans pay a visit. Confused? Lacking context? Then pause the video and watch part 1 of these chronicles. Back? Caught up? Good. Now, on with the show. Welcome back to, this second session of the Poltergeist Crew. Let's put a little soundtrack in the background. Yes, it's been a while. Welcome to what has become our bi-monthly session for this. Don't worry, I think we'll try and make it work a bit quicker.
Yeah. Have I told you about our March calendar?
Yeah, I know. We're busy here. But anyways, we've made it back with our 4 poltergeists here. So let's just a quick reminder of who's playing who. Emmy, you want to start?
Hi, I'm Nirma Ashbraid. Nirma is a dwarf, veteran dwarf. If my character sheet wants to cooperate. A war veteran dwarf, and also part of the Whitelands Jewelers Guild.
Mm-hmm. Below her, Ren?
Yeah, I'm playing Ren, who's a goblin ex-metal factory worker who's turned into a boxer in the underground by now.
Nice. After that, Mike.
Yeah, I'm playing Mike, the human ex-soldier who's a morally very grey sharpshooter now.
And finally, Lelio. How do you say Lelio or Lelio?
Lelio.
Lelio. Okay.
Lelio, yes. I'm playing Lelio, and he's a half-elf on the run from his past.
Once again, we are, and I, of course, will be your generic GM for this session. And we are playing Fate Accelerated. If you do not know of how the system works, there are plenty of aids online, but just so people know, these are played with fudge dice, which are these little things right here. D6s with 3 options, 1, -1, and 0. They will be rolling for... whenever they need to roll dice, they will be rolling 4 of these, coming in with the and adding their approach. The approaches, unlike skills for other, are not what you do, but how you do things. So if you enter a door, open the door, you can always come in through forceful, clever, flashy, and so on. And we see how they do things. This is also a special game where they can actually call upon their fate points to develop aspects and bringing things into the game that me, as their humble GM, would not have thought of. So they could decide to spend a fate point and just, at the back alley, because this is a film noir, there has to be a gap in the fence. Or there has to be, because this is Goblin Town, there has to be trash somewhere, that I could use as either cover or projectiles, that kind of thing. It has happened before, as apparently it was one of your players' ideas that actually gave me a better idea, a better understanding that what was going on with the dwarven cadaver. So, on that note, any questions so far? Any questions from you as we move along? Okay. Any questions on the recap? It was short, I agree. Any precisions that you would like to remind everybody of? This is not a trap. This is a genuine question.
Not right now.
Okay. Right. So, let's get back into it then. And let's start with the crew at the so last we left off, the crew had split into two. Half going to the guild house to try and learn a bit more about who this dwarf was and what he would be doing. And the other, still at the morgue, where they made some interesting discoveries on identity, both of the victim and of the crime that had been committed. But let's move to the guild house then. As you are, Ren, you found this missive coming in from one of the chapter houses of the guilds, but the Balkan equivalent, basically, saying that they were going to be sending over a pair of representatives, basically, to pick the body and basically sort of deal with any issues that were going on. They are expected to arrive in 2 days, which is fairly fast when you're going from the Black Sea across the Atlantic. So they have some...
When was a guy killed again? How long ago?
It was a couple of days ago. Did you write that down somewhere?
Well, we're not on the right screen to be able to...
I will put you on the conspiracy board.
Yeah, right. Stranger...
Yes, another thing for our viewers as well as for my players. This game is 100% improv. The nature of the game wills it to be so, which means that it's quite possible that we will get things wrong. If you notice any loopholes, any plot holes, just put them in the comments and we'll correct them. Right? Extra bonus points to those who catch them.
Just bonus points.
Yeah, bonus points. Yeah, bonus points. Get free XP.
No, we don't have any...
I would say it would have been about 3 or 4 days. The fight would have been 4 days ago.
Real quick.
Yeah. Either that or they were made aware very, very quickly. So. Mm-hmm. Or they might be already on the boat. Who knows? 2 days. 2 days to where you will be under guild license to explore into this person's doings without breaching any secrets, let's put it that way, right? But that does mean that you have 2 days to find out. After that, it's out of your hands. And the fate of young Bryn North River is going to be in the hands of people who have no idea how this city works. You quickly sort of throw the paper back onto the pile to sort of hide your theft, as Nirma and the senior greeter finish up the contract. It's about that time where you hear a series of chimes and a large bell. The bell noticing basically the passage of shift, or in this case, just the end of the night, hitting midnight in a sense. Mm-hmm. Somewhere along in my notes, I had prettier words for this, but the way that the day is worked out is not through 24 base 12. Let's put it for as we would see it. It's through base 8, and so you would have the three main portions to the day of 8 hours, 8-hour shifts. And this one has come to a close, and the senior greeter basically goes, "Oh well, finished just in time, right? My shift is now over. This guild business has been. Please, if you have any questions, you will just have to ask them to my to the next shift. Good evening." Sort of slams, starts, rummaging around, finds his sort of a metallic sort of box with a handle, which is basically his lunchbox or something along those lines, and ushers you out of the office, basically. Mm-hmm. I think it was Starpoint, Moonpoint, and no, it was a Starbell, Moonbell, and Sunbell. I think that I had mentioned. So currently midnight, this would be Starbell. Moving into yes, you're going into the moon section. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll respectfully greet her with the whole dwarven traditions and tell Ren, "Come on, let the lady go home."
Right. I just scuttle behind you.
Yeah.
Lady, I think this is Thorswell. I think.
Oh, was it a male? I was under the impression. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was under the
Thesbald. Yeah,
impression.
the senior greeter was Thesbald Ironwell.
Let's.
No, the greeter at the desk was.
Oh yeah, she was okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she most likely is gone as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as soon. So what do you do? Do you have any other business at the guild house, or do you want to head out to the greeting point? I think the meeting point had been the gym.
Yeah. I mean, this took a certain amount of time. We had some good information. I'll look at Ren and say, well, we've just been given free run of the house if we want. Do you have extra things you're thinking of?
I'm not sure. Maybe it makes sense to talk to someone who actually knew him. Like a roommate or something. I don't know if that is a thing with you folks.
Roommate maybe not, but crew members.
Well, I think you would have a boarding house for some place where visiting guild members would be able to just stay the night or for a couple of nights. So that it is possible. Mm-hmm. But for what you understood, if I remember correctly, it was very much came in, barely said hello, and then went off to
Do his own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
didn't really
maybe.
have guild connections. That's true.
Yeah, but the boarding house might be a good idea if we want. I mean, at least the owner of the house or the one on call when he arrived should have seen him. So maybe. So yeah, maybe let's ask where that boarding house is.
The boarding house would be just at the back of the guild house.
Oh, okay. So
Or
yeah,
right next door.
Yeah. Okay. So close by. Let's stop by. Let's make a stop before going to the gym, to the boarding house.
And so, just so that we are... Yeah, it's an Oren Copper Cloak. Okay. Sure. So as you step out, and indeed the greeter at the front has changed. Now a fairly young dwarf, sort of maybe late teens, most likely an intern, and clearly half asleep, or maybe just woken up.
Yeah.
And sort of, if you're going to be leaving, just leave. You can leave your passes with me.
We got passes
Yeah.
coming in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just hand them over and say,
Please sign. Basically, the entry, the entry
yeah,
log.
the return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And enjoy your evening.
Thank you. And there's probably a usual greeting, a usual saying in the guilds, like, keep it up for the next 8 hours, like,
I said Starbell, right? So this would be it would be enjoy your star shift or something like that.
yeah.
Sorry, I need to remind myself again. All these ideas that come into your head when you do world building, and just forget to write them down. So, yes, as you step out now into Starshift, there's a lot more activity in the streets as the people at the factory. People from not factories, but people from businesses or some who basically live out the shift, right? There's this, so you've got this mass commute that happens here in the middle of the night. But that's what happens when you have 2/3 of your population that have dark vision, and who can
easily.
Yeah, so the day-night cycle here in Second City is not as plain as in other human cities, for example. So, you've been to boarding houses like this, Norma.
Yeah.
You come in, show that you're part of the guild or a guild. If you have an invitation or something like that, you just walk in. There's a greeter at the beginning, and who here has not been to a what was it? The student houses. When you go traveling. Can't find the name for it.
Hostel.
Yeah, the youth
Hostels,
hostels. Yeah, it's basically a youth hostel, but for professional guild members. And so, yeah, there's, as you can see, there's a lot. There are people coming in, mostly. Those who would have, or those who are coming out are fairly or late for their shift. So, what do you want to do?
I'll wait a couple of minutes just for the hustle and bustle to dive down a little bit. And then I'll go towards the front desk of the hostel, well, boarding house.
I think. Yeah, let's roll. Let's roll. Yes. At the desk, you do not find a dwarf. You actually do find a goblin.
Oh, okay.
Though I would say, Ren, you notice that this goblin has sort of an ashy gray skin to them, rather than the burgundy red to yours. So not necessarily the same area of birth. Let's put it that way. So this is not a goblin town goblin.
I kind of got used to letting Norma do the handling. I go up and down on my toes because like I'm kind of smaller, right, than what those tables are usually.
Yeah, you're about
They're a bit higher than me, so I'm like.
Yeah, dwarves are about what a meter 20, and goblins are what 60 to 80 centimeters.
Something like it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm kind of trying to look over it, and like I'm surprised when I'm seeing a goblin instead of a dwarf. Like
very much perched on like a kid in their parents' seat, sort of perched on. Maybe there's a seat set into the chair, the usual chair, so like a bit like a boost, goblin boost, a booster seat.
Yeah, and I'm kind of suspicious at first, like what a goblin is doing with all of those. Like, not generally that I have something against dwarves, but goblins aren't necessarily the type of folks that would be happy with all those, like, strict rules and bureaucracy. And yeah, I'm just kind of suspicious slightly, but I do say hello and that we're looking for someone who knows Orin Coppercloak.
The goblin, more of the aging. He would be maybe mid-years, I guess. The equivalent of a 40 or 50-year-old for humans. Here's a question for you, Ren. How do you distinguish aging goblins? Would it be the droop?
I think like with age, goblins tend to get freckles.
Oh, okay.
So like their skin gets like those
pockmarked.
Yeah, like not like really more like freckles on their cheek stuff. And if they have horns, the horns also turn gray instead of staying black.
Okay. Yeah. So in this case, yeah, by his face is heavily marked. The marks are going down to almost down to his hands. He's sort of looking over with these horned but fairly almost bottle bottom glasses, Coke bottle glasses, and he goes, who's? Oh, you there? Okay. Are you with her?
Oh yes.
Oh, right. Sorry about that. Who was it you said you wanted to see?
Coppercloak. Orin? I think he was only here shortly.
Guild member, huh? He sort of looks through. I'm guessing you flashed, Nirma, you flashed sort of the authorization to look into this.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I'll just flash a paper like.
Yeah.
No, we're good.
No, we've got an Amir. No Oren Coppercloak. No one by that name.
Well, he isn't here anymore. But he
Uh,
was?
Did he check in at any point?
I could look at the logs, but how far back you want to go?
He arrived here.
Couple of months, they said, didn't they?
That's some information we didn't write down, but yeah, I think he was there for a 6 months apprenticeship or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he arrived not that long ago because that 6-month apprenticeship hasn't finished yet. So, are we around the 2 or 3 month marks?
Oh, actually, yeah, we
Something
might
like
be
that.
we might be around the 3 month mark. Yeah, about halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope.
Should have arrived 3 months ago. Yeah.
Not seeing anybody by that name in my logs. No.
He never checked in?
He could have had family in the city. People come here it's because they got no contacts.
Yeah, he didn't.
He would have left a contact at the guild house or where to find him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's check at the front desk, I guess.
Hey. Just if you don't mind me asking, what's this about?
He was found killed a couple of days ago, and we're trying to get to the bottom of stuff.
Oh, that story. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No. Yeah, that was one of the things that they asked immediately. I thought I recognized the name. Nah, he never went by here.
And probably the guild didn't have any contacts either, because otherwise they wouldn't have come to here to ask that question.
Well, it's complicated with the, sometimes they'll register here but forget to fill in the right paperwork, and you know how it goes.
I look at Ren and tell her and have a, you know where we're gonna have to go look? The docks, and find the ship that person arrived on. See if we have any registration of that person coming into the city at some point.
That makes sense. But I write that, at the bottom of our list because we have a couple of other things to look at.
Oh, yeah, no, but at some point we're gonna have to go. Let's go back to the guild house, ask them what their information registry was for him, and then we'll see. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, no problem. Enjoy your shift.
You too.
Yeah. And so basically it turns to you can see there's a human sort of stepping down, sort of waiting right behind you. Yeah, can I help you, sir? And just as you sort of leave here, there's a mess upstairs in the room. You might want to clean. Yeah, I'll get it. And you just hear the scrape of a heavy chair moving on the floor, and the sound of a goblin, just landing. And then, as you sort of step out of the boarding house, you just see from behind the desk the top side of a mop, and just moving.
Okay, so yeah.
Let's. On that note. as you're pondering your next move, let's move to the other team.
Can
Oh,
I just
yeah, sure.
quickly ask? Because that way we can close the
Yeah,
guild
okay,
house and
yeah.
not go back. Do they have any contact information for anyone who he registered when he came in?
Let's see. Yeah, that's a positive. Yes, apparently he would have had he registered a cousin or a contact somewhere in not too far from the docks, actually, as you mentioned, sort of on just outside just I would be just south of the docks.
Is there a name?
It is a. Let's find a name. Okay. Dury Open Vault.
Is that Durry?
It can be.
Cool.
And you get an address. So as we established on a Discord that we do random facts about the world, you do not get a street name. You get the address would be Barrel House, of course. Barrel House between. Let's call it Coal Point and Ironwell. Despald should be, his house might be in the area, actually, now that I think of it.
I like our conspiracy board, except for one thing: is when you want to move some information, it's incapable of going where you place it. It always shifts like 3 centimeters up or 3 centimeters down, and it's awful.
I'll remove the grid.
I can't move stuff in the first place.
Sorry?
So once I've written something, I can't.
Oh, you have to go back on the arrow, and normally you can click on whatever you've written, and then you can move it around.
Fantastic.
Yay.
Tools, folks. Tools. Okay. Yeah. So you would have that that house right there. That address. You good with that? Shall we move to the okay? So, Lelio, Mike. You are still in the morgue with these two chatty halflings, Ben and Terry.
Hey, at least it's not Ben and Jerry.
No, Jerry's the cousin.
We're gonna go and get ice cream.
No. You've got the other. Their cousins are Jerry and Jerry.
I mean, ice cream for morticians.
Yeah, it
They
keeps
deal in
cold.
frozen bodies.
Yeah. Probably one box where they have the ice cream next to the bodies.
So so you basically the big discovery was the one of them with these open book of beards, and you realize that instead of, I think it was Lelio, yes. you had made the discovery is that somebody had applied the beard braiding, but mirrored instead of straight on. Or straight on rather than mirrored. And so that the person underneath might not actually be Orin Coppercloak. So, Also, the fact that he had been poisoned by something that apparently he choked or he could no longer breathe for some.
Maybe a clarification here, because you said that in the last session it was hypoxia, but asphyxia was also standing in the room, but then the twins said that there wasn't any actual cause of him stopping to breathe, like there wasn't an object or someone, I don't know,
Right.
stopping his airflow from going, so it was actually hypoxia and not asphyxia.
Okay.
Make
Thank
sure
you.
that we have that term correct.
Yes. Thank you, Lynx. Yeah, I should know these things. I married a nurse, so something just. Anyways, that's not our pillow talk. Anyways, moving on. What you had noticed is that around his lips and his tongue, there was a sort of a ashy. There was an ashy sort of color to it, right? But there was no sign of strangulation. There was no sign of, as Lynx just mentioned, there's no physical sign of reason why he should not been able to breathe. But unfortunately, as the Havlins mentioned, not sure what we can say more without actually going to tests and getting lab results back. Might take a couple of hours. But we'll be sure to let you know where can we reach you?
Well, we do hang around at the Poltergeist bar. I don't know if you know that.
Oh yeah, we've been there. Yeah, we've been there. Well,
But also, I will be checking in here, maybe. So,
we'll leave
I
a
might just do that. But
Polter-
yeah, you can leave a message with the bar tender at the Poltergeist.
They're hooked on, right? They're on the network. The phone.
Yeah, sure they are. Should I spend a coin for that to make that reality?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Take a point away from me, please.
Just make it
Obviously,
easy.
the bar has the phone connection.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that. Okay, but thank you for the sacrifice.
Yeah, but I think that's how the man behind the door would need a phone to do his job. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We'll let you. We'll let him know. And it's from. Sorry, your name again?
Oh, I'm Lelio. This is Mike.
Oh, Lelia and Mike. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be sure to send that in. Just and you sort of look conspiraciously to his brother. Do you want us to also send those results to, the authorities, or just keep it on the down low with?
May I just hand you my card, my business card, and you contact me directly?
Well, it would be no. Basically, they will contact the poltergeist, but he wants to know that is he to share the findings with the authorities, or just keep just for you guys?
No, this is just for me and Lillian.
Oh, okay. Right.
Maybe at least while
we'll keep it on the
I guess-
down. We'll keep it on the down low for a while. But if they come asking, they have to come asking.
Yeah, I get that. Maybe just lose it for a day or two,
Yeah, sure.
like the notes.
Yeah, we can do that, right? Yeah, and you can see that they are eating this up, right? They are part of a murder mystery. They're part of one of those radio novels, and they are loving it. Might lose their job, but they don't care. Okay. Right. Anything else that you guys want to explore in the morgue, the hospital, or the surroundings?
No, Mike is
No?
desperately looking for some coffee, and the best coffee is to get at the gym.
Oh, hospital. Well, fair.
Yeah.
Your extra protein.
Yeah, I don't think Lily has anything other, but just a bit for the flavor. He did an outstanding job at Jeremy, at least with the part that's not burned away, and he actually he sorted the sponges and the pants and everything by color, and everything is very neat and tidy now.
Hey,
The whole
Ben!
set, the whole makeup set.
Yeah, Ben, look what they did here. Yeah, what? Oh, yeah, get the marker. We're gonna need this. And basically, as you guys step out, they start tracing the layout basically, and annotating everything. Like, yeah, this is great. So much more efficient. And yeah, basically, you hear the two sort of backwards and forwarding as you head out into the street.
Yeah, and we make our way to the gym and probably discuss what we found out and speculate on what the others have found out while we're walking through the town and to the moonlight.
Well, not much moonlight, unfortunately, as... Here we go. As you come out, you find that the temperature has dropped a little bit. Light rain has taken over the city streets. The gym you know to be just on the edge of the old city. Maybe just sort of a couple of streets or a couple of blocks away from Goblin Town. Not a bad neighborhood per se, but definitely a place where, I think I've already described this, a place where old money meets new squalor. Right? This used to be a neighborhood fairly rich, fairly decorated, but now everything is under just enough soot to distinguish what was there before, but also just enough to make sure that the money's never coming back. Oh, come on. Did I just... okay, here we go. Right.
So Mike steps into the street, puts up his collar, and walks straight on, not caring whether Lelio is following or not.
Man on a mission.
Yeah, of course Lelio is keeping up and silently cursing the weather. But yeah, they're straight onto the gym and they are both striding probably pretty quickly because it was that shit and they want to get there.
Lelia, there's a moment, I think, where there's maybe a cab just sort of runs by one of the automobile type, and you sort of step back to avoid the splashing, and you look to the side of the street, this long street that moves basically almost across town, one of these avenues, and you can see towards the south, towards the edge of town, you can see what seems to be starlight, but what you would know to be the flickering lights of the elven buildings that were constructed on the edge of town, where these, we would call them skyscrapers, made from this new steel that has been developed here, impossibly high. But just in this rain-covered city right now, you can just see the dots of light from elven high society in the boughs and the branches of the elven ring, reminding you that of your betters, in a sense. Yeah, but turning your back to it, you move up north towards the old town.
I do turn my back to it. I pass a quick glance over to it, but I have other things on my mind, and trying not to let this get me down right now.
Walk is not a long one, about 15-20 minutes. And let's say for story's sake, you pretty much arrive at the same time, all four of you. The gym it doesn't have a name. It's just gym at the top, right? You can see that there are, in the windows, you've got a series of, well, I guess 1930s sort of boxing event posters from across the last couple of years. There's a few. You actually do see a fairly hot, sort of well-established but fading now with the light and with the age, a portrait of who was it who came to see you?
Andros Nikon.
Andros, yeah. So you see Andros, the boxers, shirtless with the wrapped hands. He was most likely in a sort of finals match for heavyweight. So maybe either local or regional, against this another sort of half orc, but you can see that the half orc traits have been sort of burlied up in a sense. The jaw's a bit more squarish, the eyes just a little bit more red than they would be usually. Clearly, Andros being put as the hero before the story, rather as opposed to the heel, in a sense. You can see that this would have been right before the war. So he still, so looks fairly young in this one. This is lasting maybe about 10, 15 years ago. But yeah, apparently his career is as faded as the poster. There's light inside. Bless you.
Probably a little. Well, Norma being Norma, it's a heavy thump on the door.
Yeah. So I'm guessing the door's open. You can just go. We're gonna, for those who are wondering, say, do these people ever sleep? Well, no, this city doesn't sleep, in a sense. It goes on. The only reason why it's quiet these days is because, well, strikes. Yeah, the budgeting birth of the Union. The Goblin Union. Well, I don't think they've come up with a name yet, but... Her friend is just shaking her head. No.
The Union.
The Union. Yeah, welcome to the Union, kid.
It's not like there are many other unions.
Yeah,
so.
there is one union. Yeah. Second City Union. What happened to the first? Don't ask. Yeah. So as you sort of exit the rain into the interior, we've all seen old, in those shows, the old boxing. So it's threadbare room. old leather punching bags on a ring in the center that has been patched up again and again. And, all over the place you'll see you'll see posters or thank you for the generic gym. Yes.
Yeah.
Fair. Yes. You know what? Let's go for it. I lost my place now.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be. This is my fault. Not
There
yours.
was a pun to be done.
Yes. Thank you. Maybe I'll write that down underneath. Anyways, the generic gym is very the stereotypical kind of thing. There's the smell of old sweat hanging in the air, mixed with indeed coffee. And Andros you can see Andros is he's cleaning right as of now. The gym's empty except for him and now the four of you. Andros sort of turns to say, can I? Oh, you four. Yeah. That was quick. I guess you've got questions. Okay.
Yeah, we need information.
Sure.
And also, this is a great meetup spot.
Yeah.
'Cause we have to,
Yeah, makes sense.
figure out things. Also, I heard there's coffee. I mean, I smelled there's coffee. Is there coffee?
Yeah. Pot's not too fresh, but help yourself, I guess.
Would you make a new pot, please, Ren?
I get to it and make coffee.
I think we're gonna need it because Lilo and damn, my names. Mike, you need to update us and we need to update you, and I think we've got interesting information.
Oh yes, so we do. So do we.
Well, there you go. So
Mike leaves the talking to Lelio and organizes the coffee. Since he's already been here a couple of times, but he's not too eager to show it to anybody.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Would Andros recognize you?
Maybe they share one or two glances, but they keep it under the radar.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a... let's see. What would be a good skill for the... roll me a careful. That's a 0. Okay. Because it's funny. I believe that interesting. 'Cause I think Ren, you as a boxer, would you you wouldn't have been here. You would have been part of another club.
Yeah, not particularly this one.
Yeah. Okay. I think Mike. I think. Yeah. Andros would. I don't think Andros would have necessarily picked up. I'll roll here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. He's sort of. Well, you were not maybe a little less prudent, or maybe sort of send a glance going. When he goes to you, maybe to shake your hand or there's an air of recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And you just sort of shut it down.
But he may be a little bit scared now.
Okay. But okay, fine. He didn't recognize you at the bar, but now in this light, maybe if you take off your hat or something, there's something going.
Yes.
Wait, I know him. Okay. So I would say the others Mike seems to know where the cups are.
Yes.
I will leave it at that.
That person just has a really good intuition.
Yes,
for the
absolutely.
Coffee, I guess.
That's,
Yeah, when it comes to coffee, he's
Yeah. It's like it was written with spoons on the Sorry, Doubtfire reference. Okay. So I'll
I
leave the
say
talking to you.
we have coffee and catch each other up on what we found. And
so you
wait,
first.
Wait, yeah, go. Yeah, we can sum it up pretty quickly. So apparently he was on apprentice exchange for 6 months with the Oxbridge Guild. We actually managed to. He's from Europe, from the Balkans more precisely. We actually managed to get validation from the Oxbridge Guild to be their investigators for
Let me
2
tell
days.
you, there was a lot of paperwork involved.
That's the dwarves, dear. So we have, for all that concerns the guilds, we're good to actually put our nose everywhere. They're not gonna say anything. They just want first results and first answers to whatever we find. And we have 2 days because in 2 days his clan is coming to pick up the body and solve the possible food that has started because of his death.
And we also got the contact from someone he lived with, so we might want to check them out.
I'll run the name quickly by Andros. Does Dury Open Vault ring a bell in the fighter circuit?
No, doesn't ring anything by me. No. I can check, but nobody's who's come through here anyways by that name. No.
Okay. Because that's his contact that he had given the guild, a cousin apparently.
I could put feelers out, but I don't know if I'm gonna get a result within the next couple of shifts, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
don't worry, we'll check him out.
we have an address, so we'll go and check him out anyways.
Sure.
But
Look.
he was shady, and shady for the guild at least. Didn't come in for work a lot. They didn't see him try. The guild member we talked to was actually doubting if he had any real skills.
That makes sense.
Oh?
Well, the thing is, whoever died was actually not Owen Coppercloak, it's pretty likely. At the morgue, we discovered that his braidings were faked.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How'd
So
you
we
figure
might-
that? Were you like a master in
No,
dwarf breeding?
No, oh god, yeah, I wish. No, actually, they had the Book of Birds there, and we checked the braids, and we discovered that they were done the wrong way around from what they were supposed to be.
Oh.
So it seems pretty likely that the reason he didn't show up to work was because he actually didn't have the skills to do the job, because he is not Owen Coppercloak.
Oh, he just was a punk. doing exactly the opposite from what he was supposed to do.
Well,
That
that's a bit far out there, but yeah, it's possible.
But so you're saying at some point someone else took Oren's place, or someone else than Oren already came here?
It's hard to say, honestly, because yeah, maybe we can find out at this at the person he lived with, but right now my money would be on maybe he switched identities
Places.
somewhere
Yeah.
on the Atlantic or something. Maybe would make sense.
Wait, but that's important. We would need to have. Who checked the identity of the body?
Where?
In how far?
When he died, who checked the identity of the body? Did we
I mean-
have any dwarves? I mean, the dwarves must have come out and recognized the body at least at some point.
Confirmed, yeah.
Confirmed the identity.
Yeah,
Well-
I think the person who died, they are the one who came to the guild, at least to register, and they are the one who was here in the town all the time. That's the impression I get from what you're telling us, at least. I mean,
Yes, I think somebody from the guild identified the body, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
And they only knew that one.
and also you just told us that he basically
Almost never showed up.
almost never showed up, but pretty quickly I think started training here and started getting into the boxing. So that must have been
Yeah.
just almost immediately after he arrived, right? So
Yeah.
that must have been very early, even if he stole the identity only when he came to town and the real Owen is or was around, and that's a whole nother issue. That must have been really early on.
you would know, Nirma, you would know that Oren would have been identified when he came in. He would have had to show his face at the guild, right?
Yeah.
So he would have been identified correctly at that point. The same way, because he was identified, I guess this could have come up in the conversation, and I'm going to close this plot hole. I'm going to fill it up, saying most likely because he was during the authorities must have said, "Oh, we know who this is because his name is on the boxing docket," and so no actual dwarf from the guild came to identify him because the two people who are coming to identify him are on the boat and are arriving in 2 days.
Yeah, right. So we have no guarantee that the boxer with the name Oren Coppercloak is actually the person that presented himself at the guild the first time.
You can be certain that the Oren Coppercloak who is lying on the slab is not the same person as the Oren Coppercloak who stepped off the boat from the Balkans in the second city and presented themselves to the guild.
Because
so-
if so, the beard would have been noticed.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right then and
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
error
the
in
switch
beard. Yeah.
would have had to have happened. Sorry, this is GMing. I'm giving you but just to be sure that my plot hole is now filled up and smoothed over with good asphalt. Has been the switch would have happened while Oren was in town,
Okay.
not before.
Okay, and the beard is a clear indication of that, actually, because the guild would have noticed the beard.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fact that Oren either original or otherwise had been avoiding the guild for the past couple of months could also be an indication of when a switch could have happened. That is a possibility. like I said, I'm coming up with the mysteries as and the solutions as pretty much at the same time as you guys. So I think I've got an idea of a timeline. Let me write it down.
Hope so.
So yeah, that would be something that Noma would probably point out then. The whole bird thing.
Andros comes in. Oh, okay, but well, what kind of make? Huh.
But if the real Orin Coppercloak braided the beard of the fake Orin Coppercloak before the match, that would explain the error in the braiding, because when you do it on yourself, you do it a one certain way. When you do it on someone else, you have to mirror it.
But
But
why do you think that the real Orin would have done that for someone else? Like,
To
Maybe
fix the
to get
match.
away.
Yeah.
Says Andros. Andros basically said to fix the match.
Yeah. Because for some reason, Orin Coppercloak wasn't able or couldn't or was wanted to trick.
To disappear.
No. Because he probably, most likely, didn't have the capacities to fight in the boxing match, and so put in someone as him with more or less skills, depending on what was required for the
who was
match.
then?
If you wanted to disappear without a trace, wouldn't it be best to kill the person who's supposed to be you? Not leaving any...
Yeah, but who said anything about disappearing?
I don't know.
Well, the real Orin is nowhere to be found, is he?
yeah, exactly. The thing is that what we didn't tell you yet is that the Owen in the morgue, he died of hypoxia, and they don't really yet know why. But it was not from the boxing match that he died. It was poison. There was some light rash. There was some gray skin around his face. But yeah, basically he did not die from the match. He died of some other reason, and yeah, because he just
And
Maybe the
breathing,
real
I
one
guess.
just wanted to put the target on him.
Ha! So Bryn is innocent. We have to get the kid out.
Wait. He was
Not
Poisoned?
enough evidence.
No, we don't know that. We don't know that he was poisoned. It's just a
or
possibility.
Maybe he was sick. We don't know.
It is very, and Nirma, you can share this with us. Dwarves have that hardy constitution
Yeah.
that does basically renders them almost immune to most poisons that would affect other lineages. So
But allergies-
poisoning a dwarf
Dwarf.
is something.
There still is magic.
You gotta, but you gotta get up early to poison a dwarf.
Yeah, I think we fooled up magic by now.
No, and the idea is, I mean, Mike, you would Mike, you would maybe think. Not a lot of people would think of magic, right? Because magic is something pre-war. This is something, there hasn't been magic, day-to-day magic in 1,000 years. Used to exist. There are some remnants. I think one of the things that we had this would be current knowledge for anybody who sort of studied a bit of history or in school, was that magic was linked to true dragons. Of the true dragons, you would only have there's less than a handful left in the world. The most visible one is the Golden Emperor, so the leader of the Dragonlands, which would be our sort of Asia, where his magic radiates so much that actually his people mutate and bear his mark. So you would know a few basically Dragon Town, where all inhabitants there either have, so they would either have scales or eyes or sometimes snake tails and stuff like that to sort of reflect, or reptilian features to reflect on the influence of the Gold Emperor. But possible. But you wouldn't have in the streets of Second City or anywhere in the West these days where you'd have just people sort of using magic. That's long gone now. But I think Andros in the silencer says, well, yeah. So if the kid's innocent, right? Did you tell the authorities? Did you tell the police station that?
Well, not yet.
Based on what evidence?
Yeah, we just put everything together right now. So I mean,
fair. Look, if you say that this, let's call him Oren. I can't wrap my head around this. Oren, Dead Oren. Dead Oren? Let's call him Dead Oren.
yeah.
If Dead Oren is... I mean, it's possible that he was a ringer, right? Or, live... Well, Oren, the first one. First Oren. Came in, wasn't a good... I mean, he was a fair boxer, but I guess he was not necessarily... He wasn't really well favored, I guess, in the betting pool. Maybe that's why. Or... I don't know. I have no idea if that match was fixed. I'll put it to you. I keep away from that.
Would you know if anyone got out of that match with a big win from betting?
Oh, whenever there's something like this, where there's actually a death, betting's off. No, people get their money back, and no, there's no...
Good to know.
No. Look...
But shouldn't his trainer have noticed if someone else is doing the match?
Former trainer. He had no trainer at that point.
He came in.
No?
He had...
On his own?
I mean, he had somebody come in, but, taking care of him, but no, there was no... He didn't have a trainer, per se. He just had somebody from the league basically taking care of him, in the corner. No, it was... Now that I think of it, he didn't have a trainer. He didn't have a crew, basically, in his corner.
He was on his own?
Kind of made a big deal out of it, too.
Oh, did he say anything?
Yeah, in the couple of days before the match, it was about when... that he didn't need help or something along those lines. It's a sort of a pride thing. I don't know. I can't really say.
You say in the beginning he wasn't much of a fighter. Could he have taken any drugs to enhance his abilities?
I mean, possible. There's always... I mean, these aren't necessarily, legal fights. There's no actual league. There's not a lot of rules. But... Look, everybody knows you enhance you don't enhance your performance before you start your career. Really? Too many boxers just don't survive it.
Well, case in point.
Fair, yeah. I mean, if it comes out that he was actually juicing, this is gonna be a great story to tell to all those younglings.
The symptoms that are telling me of a rash, of hypoxia. I know dwarves are resistant to poison. Is there any case? I'm just back from the war. Is there any case during the war or something of any similar symptoms that might have to come up, or the warning about something that might have caused those symptoms in the dwarf?
Yeah, sure. What approach would you use?
I mean,
I would say
I
either
think
clever or
we're
sneaky.
yeah. I think we're on pure clever there.
Okay, go for clever. And you can definitely use, should you wish, you can definitely use a few of your aspects, actually, if you want.
Yeah.
So roll first, and then we'll see if we want to activate aspects.
So that's a 2.
Do you want to spend a point?
I'll use my the fact that I'm a war veteran dwarf, so really the 3 points that I find that might add something to the aspect.
Okay, so so that 2 becomes a 4. So you can delete that point or put it in the center. I'll do it. I gotcha.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Because I don't exactly
take...
know. I have silver, steel, and rainbow swarm, and I don't know which one I need to remove and how.
Oh no, those are to add in the.
Oh, okay.
And so you're Nirma. Yeah, I'm removing this from your. I'm removing it from the pool. I'm keeping a.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So. With a 4, that makes it okay. Great. You would know there was in the war. The war did not necessarily happen the way our World War I would have happened, which is on the French the French front. This would have been much more east, actually. Reacting to expansion and from the Dragon Empire onto the Western territories. Western territories reacting because there are remnants of true dragons there, which is actually the only. You have to imagine that in this world, wars are made over dragon parts the same way we'd wage war around oil.
Oil, yeah.
Right? Magic. So I would think, there would be this idea of you not being able to breathe does remind you of things that would be some gases that would have been used in the trenches. Mm-hmm. To basically asphyxiate, hypoxiate. I don't know if that is hypoxiate enemy combatants or to basically slow them down. Right? It would be maybe sort of a less of a nerve agent, more of a sort of almost sleeping gas, I guess. Could sort of work, but specifically for dwarves. In the dwarven front, this would be known as Beard's Bane. But for the Dragon Empire and the Dragon Soldiers, this actually would have been known as the Two-Fanged Serpent. The Twin-Fanged Serpent.
Can we go back to the conspiracy board, because we have things to write down?
Yeah, sure. There you go. I'm actually let's see if I can. Let's show the people the conspiracy board here.
It's just a bit of a mess.
Yeah,
Indeed, but who's...
I created a new box for poison related stuff.
I can, if you wish, I can... If you feel that you don't have enough space, I can blow it up if you want. I can add more space if you want. Poison box.
So use in the trenches.
Actually, with the 4, I'll say this: it is the Beardsbane is derived it was derived from poppy, from opium. It was weaponized opium.
Just another question. Was the Balkan a hot point in the war?
Sorry? Say that again?
He came from the Balkan. Was that a place where the war was really going strong? Or when?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say
affected, probably. Yeah.
Maybe not directly at the front. The front would be mostly around the Ural Mountains. So more sort of mid-Russia, what we would call mid-Russia, or in that sort of that area. I would actually say that the Ural Mountains most likely would be in this world would be called the
Dwarven
Dragon Spines.
territory.
No, this would be the highly contested because it might have been the spine sort of dragon cemetery or something along those lines. Dragon line. I don't know. I'm coming up with this shit on the fly, folks. I just hope I'm entertaining you. Yeah, Beardsbane, the twin-fanged serpent, definitely derivative from opium. Made more potent so that it could affect dwarven physiology. I would actually think that the consequences would have been, you would have had people on sort of riding the dragon, I guess, veterans riding the dragon, coming home. Nirma, this is something definitely you would have seen.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you have been a victim? Did you?
I've probably heard about it. I've probably had to put on a mask a couple of times, but I think Norma has never been directly hit.
Okay.
Well, or if directly hit, at least with protection, and so not affected too by.
Okay. Yeah. So you've never had dragon addiction. You were never.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. As you sort of notice all of the Andros is just wide-eyed, just listening into the conversation, going, "How?" In less than 6 hours.
Well, that's what you pay good money for.
Yeah, money. Yes. Yeah.
I guess we should check on Bryn and check out that contact where Oren was apparently staying next.
Yeah, and probably send a message to the guild house to have the person that was present when Oren arrived go and have a little check at the morgue, see if they recognize the body.
That's an excellent idea.
Are you gonna send a message? Are you gonna send a runner to the guild saying, "By the way, the guys in the morgue is not your guy"?
Probably, yeah.
Oh boy, that's gonna be a lot of paperwork.
Already want to do that?
Norma is probably starting to write up, the formal, in the formal way, like, Okay,
What?
so you tasked us to investigate. There is error in the beard braiding, so probably not the right body.
What if the
Please
guild's
send
in on it?
a person to confirm and confirm investigation.
But like, what if the guild is in on it?
No, I don't think so. It's way too many problems for them to have someone die that's not from their guild and that they have to be accountable for to another guild. You have no idea of the paperwork. Proof is they were on board to give a dwarf from another guild and a goblin the task of finding what happened.
Your call.
Okay, so Norma, you're writing up the paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, so does anyone expect that the kid will actually tell us anything that we can use?
Andros,
Well-
sort of picks up. Look, after I left the bar, tried to. Bryn's under lock and key. They wouldn't let me in, and I'm his trainer.
Yeah, but we do have papers that we are official investigators from the Oaksbridge Guild, which is the party with so maybe, I mean, depending on who the asshole is at the entrance, it might work or not work.
Oh, sure. Like I said, I think you mentioned where Bryn was being held. Anyway, you know which precinct, basically. Yeah.
I also want to see, like, perhaps Bryn is a union member, and they would not, like, they should probably allow a union representative to see their union member that's locked in.
I'm not sure. He was part of a gang, so I'm not sure he's
Because cops like unions so much.
I mean, it could be the case. Does Bryn know he's in the union? Look, that is definitely something. If you guys show up at the precinct and you have that thing, that's definitely an avenue of interrogation.
I will think about it.
Yes, think about it.
Yeah, or maybe I will just try to distract someone. Think of something. Or tell them a nice story about how poor Bryn's mother has sent his second cousin once
Second cousin once
whatever.
removed. Yeah.
Once removed, yeah. Who happens to be a goblin.
No, I thought you were talking about you, Lilio, as in. Oh, crap! I just realized that your
Oh, we
name's-
couldn't just send in Mike.
I just wait. Just give me a
As
second.
what? As his grandfather or when?
Well, yeah, his second cousin once removed, as I said.
I just realized that your names are inverted because of cameras. There you go. Okay. Yes. I just love the idea of Lelio passing for second cousin twice removed as a half elf to a half orc. The genealogy on that must be very interesting.
eh.
Yeah, humans will sleep down with it. Will breed with anything. They're a pest. Sorry, Mike.
No offense.
So, where would you head out next? Or do you head? The cough. Oh, by the way, Ren. What is the goblin? How do you make goblin coffee? What is goblin style coffee?
Strong. Like, very strong. with the powder still in it. It's like this mocha style. You just pour water over powder. You let it sit for like as long as possible. It's like people leaving in their tea bags, you know, in black tea. That in coffee. That is what you get. Yeah.
Yeah, Lelio takes one polite sip and then puts it away.
Lot of milk. Yeah. So coffee you can chew.
Yeah.
I think, what was it? There's that old Lucky Luke comic where they say how to create good coffee. Put on a pot of coffee, get a horseshoe. If the horseshoe sinks, add more coffee.
Yeah, that's about the vibe. Yes.
Norma's drinking it, no problem.
Yeah, what would be actually? Let's go through this. Let's make. I want to hear that. So, Nirma, dwarven coffee. What would it be?
Blacker than your soul. Probably usually Irished up.
I can see a coffee. It's the coffee equivalent of Guinness.
Yeah, something like that. Well, no milk or foam or nothing, because come on. But sometimes when it's greeting coffee and it's for other dwarves and you have to show how proud you are of your house and everything, you add spices to it, so it can also be spiced.
Okay. Yeah, great Christmas coffee from the dwarves. Lelio, how does Lelio like their
Lelio
coffee?
or elves? Because
Yes.
that's probably a big difference, Lelio.
Lelio, yeah.
Yeah. Cheap.
I mean, that one's for free, so you know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he will take another few sips because it's there and he needs it.
So how about elves? How would be? What would elven coffee be?
Probably really well grown. Like they have probably lots of crossbreeds of different sorts of coffee, and they have they have a very specialized agriculture when it comes to that.
Would it be? Would it be the kind of, you know, it has to go through the digestive system of a meerkat or something along those lines?
Of some sort of
They're called-
pseudo dragon, yeah.
They're called coffee dragons.
Yeah, coffee dragons,
Yes!
of course.
Yes! I love it.
Exactly.
And there's a whole discussion about the ethics of keeping coffee dragons in cages to
The coffee also
Yeah.
gets better if you sing to them like every day.
Yes, of course, but you're also to the coffee plants, of course. That's
Yes,
the
but
whole thing.
Elven-
And
Yeah, but it is actually true for Elven and Glamour that if they sing to plants, the plants do actually get
Yes.
a certain. Yeah.
yes, that's very true. And yeah, they also well, they have a lot of different variations. They do a lot with spices like cinnamon and stuff like that, or very light spices that enhance stuff like light drugs, but herbal drugs
Okay.
that are added to it, so that you have different effects and stuff like that. Yeah, so that happens
Yeah.
too.
In Elven coffee, you can actually taste the emotion of the singer behind it.
Yes, of course, it's different. That's different variations that you get. Yeah.
Ren is putting
So,
some of
yeah.
their emotions in the form of alcohol in their coffee.
Yeah.
So you're dwarving it up, basically, which is. Mike, how do you humans like their coffee?
Well, like any humans, but Mike probably prefers the dwarf coffee.
Okay.
Like strong alcohol is always a good thing. Yeah, not so much the elvish flavored shitty stuff.
Yeah, because when you're drinking that, you never know what you're gonna get.
Right, and it I don't know, it's too soft in a way and too melodic.
Yeah, it's like the Starbucks latte with caramel and stuff and everything. Putting a song in your heart and spring in your step.
Well, that's for the glamour elves. For the terror elves, it's something very different. That's getting your coffee from McDonald's. Anyways, we just spent 10 minutes talking about coffee. Let's move on. This is how you play Fate, guys. This is how you play Fate. Or this is how you play at my tables. Right, Emmy?
What we're here for.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have a tradition where we ask questions at the beginning of each about, how do you like your coffee? What's your favorite drink? Or, anyways, moving on.
We are doing it before our break.
Yeah. You know what? Let's do that. Let's
some
stop
coffee.
here. Get some coffee. Stretch your legs. For those who are watching, thank you for watching. We will be back in part 2 of this chapter 2. So, see you then.